Okay, welcome, and hopefully to the last of the issues with the recording and the series flopping. So we are back on Farming Sim 2019, and we are going straight into a survival challenge on the Hills of Slovenia map. Quick, what's the talk? So I have set this up. So what has happened is we have inherited a small spit of land here that is just trees. Okay, we come from the United Kingdom, and a distant relative has left us a plot of woodland in Slovenia. No idea why, we were just left it as part of an estate in a will. So we have a bunch of trees. Now the map is a small one, it is not a massive map. Pretty much all parts of it are purchasable to a degree, except the very outsides, etc. We shall, own this portion of Slovenia by the end of it and set up a really nice sort of in-keeping, because that's the other key as well. I don't really want to go massive industrial and commercialised route, because it just wouldn't happen. You wouldn't get these huge industrial cereal factories right in the middle of the small village in Slovenia. So we are going to try and keep it in keeping with the natural environment and the way that the village sort of works. The shop, grain mill and sawmill. So there isn't much. The only piece that we have, we came over here with 2,500 and we kind of invested in a lovely little gator, a logging cart, and that's kind of it. That's all we have. So you are now looking at everything we own. I set up some auto drive routes already for the inherited woods, the shop and the sawmill, just because we're going to be going back and forth quite a bit. And this is it. We are off. I have already sort of started planning out sort of which trees I'm going to take down. So we want to keep, make sure I don't get run over. We want to keep the entranceway right here. So we're going to retain the, I'm going to stand on this side of the road, retain the natural entranceway. So we're going to leave the rock, leave the bollard and everything, but we are going to get rid of these trees. I love how the paint actually gets cut through if you cut through the X. Look at that, it's awesome. Actually, let's make it fall the other way. But yeah, so we're going to clear up most, if not all, of these. Let's get them culled down. So the plan is, we're going to get established over here. We're going to turn this into a farm. So the path leads, up deep into the trees, and you can see, like on the mini map, so you can see there's all these little dirt roads. I want to try and retain those dirt roads, but they are literally these dirt footpaths through the trees, which obviously, like this one, some of them just dead end, some of them have like massive rocks in the way, so on and so forth. But we're going to try and establish a mini farm, basically. So I am going to go cut these down. I shall be back as soon as we're ready to start loading. I'm going to have to watch the traffic. So we are going to tidy these up, get everything nice and cleared out, so we can see what is going on. And hopefully, when I come back, we should be in a bit of a position to see what we've got a bit better. So it's a bit unknown yet as to what we're actually going to do specifically, because I have to take into account the natural sort of landscape as such. I can't just go, say, you could just plough all of this and turn it into a field straight away, for example. Be a little creative in our farming solutions. It's going to be something I've not really focused on much before. It's probably going to be a series of much, much smaller fields than usual. Emigrate to Slovenia is effectively what we are doing. We're going to be a self-made person in Slovenia. So it's about trying to find the balance between what I can actually pick up. That's about the same size. Brilliant. Right, I will get back to you when this is full. We should be able to, once I start clearing this as well, we should be able to start seeing roughly what the layout of the land is, so we can get some little outbuildings and maybe some stalls for sale down here near the roadside. Not sure yet, but I shall see you in a bit. Okay, so we've made a bit of a dent. It's surprising how little of a hole and space we've actually made. But yeah, we've got a few offcuts. Basically, the thick trees are just too big to pick up. I just can't pick them up. So I've had to cut some of the thicker ones down just to be able to lift. it's going to take them over for us. So yeah, so while that trundles over to the... I mean, the sawmill's just literally there across the way over there. So I'm hoping he doesn't decide to cut up traffic. So there's a few sort of obvious plans. Firewood sell pile. I do want to... so that feels quite in keeping, actually, with the way that the this would have worked. Is, you know, where you've got, especially during the winters and stuff. So it feels like quite a cool little sell point. Yes, it makes us a little money, but on top of that, it's actually quite a neat idea. Is that, you know, you'd be able to potentially offer some firewood up. Just trying to figure out where would be best to put it so that it looks okay. So that gives us a bit of an income straight away. Plus, these logs will be they're useless. They won't sell for much at the store anyway. That's not bad. So we got 3,500 for that. That was a pretty good. Was not a bad starter income. Wow. Ah dear. It's not great of them just to straight ram into. I mean, yes, I should have hazards on, but it wasn't great of them really to ram into a working truck. But yeah, so we're definitely going to put a sell point in somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where yet. I might have a think about that. But yeah, so we're just going to keep going. It's not actually as steep as I was thinking. But yes. So this is the plan at any rate. We've kind of got a rough idea of what we want to do. The good news is with so much trees, there's not many weeds, basically. So we should be able to get some decent, and then I'll have to go through and mark up some trees to make sure I don't accidentally cut through the wrong ones. So we shall have to see how we get on. But we are beginning to make some headway. So I am going to do a few more cut clips and show you some of the progress made. We're not going to be doing much differently, in inverted commas. We are kind of just going to be focusing on clearing this space, tidying up the road edges, and getting some income in, really. That is the primary focus. It is still too cold to consider planting anyway, which gives us quite a bit of leeway to get a small field in before it's going to have been fallow anyway. So I do want to get a small field in, probably of wheat or barley, and then maybe get some small amount of chickens just to get some eggs incoming. Yeah, there's a lot I want to do, but my main priority as well is not only to try doing this as like a survivally challenge sort of thing, but also to do it in such a manner that's actually in keeping with all the other places. So as you can see, yeah, there's sporadic farming of the hilly land around here. There's it's not intensively farmed, which is sort of the thing we want to go for. We've inherited this chunk. You can see the paths through it now, and this is what we're going to convert into a working farm. We're already making a bit of headway. That is quite a big open space now. Now you're above it, it's a bit easier to see. So I shall see you shortly. We'll probably get maybe another two loads out of the trees I need to cut down, and then what we need to do is mark up some of these trees as leaving them, because some of them I absolutely do not want cutting down, because they will form the natural boundary against the road. So I've got a few please leave trees. That's fine, I can deal with that. If we plan it out, it's mainly as well, I got the mod. I thought it was kind of a neat idea, sort of a niche mod. But actually, given this is going to be spread across multiple episodes, it might actually be helpful to make sure that I don't end up nailing trees that I actually wanted to keep. Right, I shall see you all in a bit after we've made a bit more progress. So it's the Massey Ferguson trailer, but we've put it in bale mode. So even though we're not using it as a baling wagon, it's a nice, cheap, standard just trailer that you can just fasten stuff to. And graphically, this has a tow bar on the back. Now, whether or not... Oh, this is amazing. We've picked up some firewood crates, and we are now going to take those back to... But yeah, given the weight of the logs, we've got some really odd shaped offcuts, and one, they're annoying to get on the trailer, and two, they're really not going to be worth much, and it takes up the space of a proper length set of wood. So we're going to turn it into firewood. We've managed to clear a substantial area now at the edge of the forest. So I think we're beginning to look good. So I'm really excited. The only thing that's going to pose a potential issue is trying to have to like landscape this thing. So because the forest is all uneven and awkward, we're probably going to either have really weird glitched auto terrain, or I'm going to have to deliberately flatten off areas before building on them so it looks a little bit like a plateau, but hopefully it'll be a little more organic than when the game does it itself. Go around the edge. Right, so you see that pile of logs there? That's pretty much our target. This is what we've got so far. So we have this massive open space now here, which is just all technically ours. So it is time. That's a really high pitch clip, but okay. So we are collecting firewood. It's the perfect thing for all the offcuts. So you get this firewood and then you can stash it in here. There's a sell point. It's not infinite, so it is fairly balanced and controlled. You can't just keep piling firewood into it for millions of, pounds of the stuff. Their primary focus is to try and sort of clear a bit down here for some sort of secondary buildings, and then we will have to move our work and effort probably to this area here, just off of the side of the road. I think this area here should flatten out quite nicely for an actual farmhouse or a log cabin or something like that. Something to actually have as a base of operations. Obviously we inherited literal wood, so there is going to be a substantial amount of logging. Now I can appreciate that's not always the most exciting thing. However, I am hoping though that planning out the farm and getting some new, because obviously there is a substantial amount of logging, so we might actually invest in some decent dedicated logging material, because all of this needs to go. And depending on how much access we have to the land at the back, I mean, it's not purchasable, but I don't know whether we can actually potentially use it. Get another load of these done up. Let's put a strap on. Right, we need to disconnect this back trailer as well, get it out the way. Well, okay, so let's stash that out the way. Right, I'm going to continue loading this, and I shall get back to you in a bit. Okay, so we have the area down there just about clear. So I'll come up here to try and figure out which trees I need to get rid of up here. I don't know if I can see through all this as it is, so the red really helps. That's going to have to go. That's already marked as well. Nice. So we're going to want a nice open area up here. So what we're doing now is check it. We're driving up here. None of those are there. We're going to be able to here swing into here. Well, none of these trees will be here. So you come around the bend, reach the peak, you turn straight into here. This island is just dead space, isn't it? You have to go loop all the way around. It's time to clear these out as well. This is just a pointless, huge bulge in the land for no reason whatsoever. God, Greenpeace would not be happy. Because all of those trees are going, all of these trees are going. This is quite a nice flattish area to do something with as well. Potentially if we backfilled it a bit. So yeah, this could be a good place to put something. Either down here with its back to that, or up on top, or both. Yeah. Right, I think what we need is, another logging trailer. Right, this is going to be let's see how this handles anyway, because this is a full load. Wow, that's a tight turn with this amount of weight on it. Okay, let's see what we get. I mean, this is a big load for this tiny little gator. So let's see what we get. I'm actually quite excited. This could be quite a lot of money. 5,000. That is not to be sniffed at. Off we go again. Got a good space down here now. But now it's time, as I say, to go up to the top. Because what we want to do is, it's here. This is where I'm on about having some kind of farm building. So let's focus on clearing out this first. Right, I shall chop these down, tidy up the ground, and get back to you when we're ready to place a farm building. Oh, we are back. We have another huge load of logs. Get rid of this half cut. We're just going to go deliver these quickly manually. So this should be around 4 grand, I think. Just under 3.5. Okay. Almost, actually, if we bought this other piece of land, we almost have a separate route up to here from the other side. But this is it, so now turn into here, and we are already looking like a much better, much bigger open space. If we ignore this for the time, because that's just a little off-cut, but this, so we definitely have space here if we level this out for a bit of stuff. So I'm going to finish getting that one. This log, I mean, I've already taken like half of it, but it runs all the way down to the road. So there's some big trees. I mean, like really big trees here. Go for slightly longer pieces this time if possible. Right, well, we're actually getting some sky shining through now, so I will finish getting rid of all of the ones we've already cut down. I don't think there's any more marked over here yet. I want to... oh, there is this one. Let's just take this one down. But let's start loading her up. Let's get these done, sold, and then we shall look at landscaping. And I'll probably leave off this first episode just after we've sorted a place to actually stay. Because as of now, we don't actually have anywhere to stay, which is not great in all fairness. I shall finish loading this up, and I shall catch you all next load. Right, we are just on our way back after dropping off what I think is probably going to be the final major log load for now. As you can see in the distance, we have already modified quite drastically. So obviously we don't own this land I'm currently driving on yet, but the plan is to bring the path up this direction as well, so that it forms a loop. But yes, this is home. So we have actually put a cabin down. I'd like to think that a lot of the wood we cut down actually went into building it. At least then it's not so horrific, the amount of trees that we put down. But yes, so we have, albeit, I mean, it's one of those things, it's not actually turned out that bad. So we've got the firewood sale point down here. We've got a fairly substantially wide driveway running up to about here, but then obviously I need to keep widening it all the way up, which runs up to here. We're going to get rid of that big sweep off. But yeah, so it runs up to here. And then when we purchase that section of land there, so we're a fair way off yet, but that will be the next piece of land I buy, because there is some substantial crop planting options on this piece of land. So yes, I'm not 100% sure where to next. So there's all of this area here which we're going to capitalise on, because this is just not used. We're going to tidy off the back. Actually, that's something I meant to do. Is tidy off the back. Pretty interrupted by the number of trees on it. We'll try to smooth it out a little bit. So yeah, there's lots of smoothing been done just to try and take off these like ridiculous edges that the auto terrain puts in when you place a building. So we are going to try and keep it as semi-realistic as possible, like that you wouldn't suddenly get these perfectly square mounds of soil. So this is it. This is home. We can actually sleep through the night now as well, which is one of the reasons I really wanted to focus on getting somewhere to put something up. It's been great. been a brilliant. I'm really, really, really looking forward to actually finally getting the ball rolling on the series. Is this bit still in our remit? It is. This, I think, will be the next area, because this is already quite a large open space and predominantly flat. So let's mark off these trees while I remember where I want to be. That one. That should be it. So this is the next area we're going to come at. This is going to be, I think, a smallish size wheat field, because then what we're going to look to do is take advantage of, it'll either be a smallish wheat field, and we will have something like this, a chicken coop. So as you can see, I mean, this already nearly fits down here. It's quite nice. Could have a chicken coop down here, some chickens. But yeah, so we've got a few things. Obviously there's the big expensive ones, but yeah, we've got a couple of small different types of small chicken coops, and a mini horse pasture, which will take 2 horses. It's not bad for. There we go. Just trying to get up here so I can see better. It's not bad going actually. That's definitely the first piece of priority land that we purchase. I think actually, since it's relatively flat, we should use it as farmland. It's a lot easier to ad hoc fit buildings around on some of the slopes, but it's extremely hard to find decent flat farming land. Does mean though we've got 14,000 left after buying the log cabin and doing some of the landscaping. So for next time then, we need to look at a series of equipment purchases, and we will be good to go. I am really looking forward to next episode, but for now, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it has taken a while to finally get teeth sunk into a decent series without any save file corruption or compression issues that cause pixelation and all that, so I really appreciate you all bearing with me. It's not the greatest start to a new channel, but hopefully this will really be the start of the channel, and hopefully the start of a really good community with you guys. So, take care, and I shall see you all next time.